Hi everyone, Edna Kimble, Edna Sells, Century 21 Wright Real Estate, and welcome to today's 2-minute tip for Tuesday. So today we are talking about as-is properties and purchasing as-is properties, or if you're a seller wanting to sell as-is. So there's a few things you need to understand. First off, what is as-is? As-is means that the seller is not wanting to make any repairs and wanting the buyer to take on all liability and all issues and not come back and try to renegotiate. Now, the thing that we get into with as-is properties, the seller sometimes gets confused on the aspect that even if they're selling as-is, the buyer has the right to do a home inspection and to determine if they can accept it as is. Because currently the buyer's not really super aware of what the issues are or the problems are. And we run into this a lot where maybe the seller has had the home as a rental for years and years and the homeowner lives out of state. There truly is no way for the seller to know what's going on with the electrical, the plumbing in the attic, under the home. But the buyer is not obligated to actually purchase it as is without doing an inspection and finding out what those true issues are. So that's the first aspect of as-is, is understanding that you can still do a home inspection and cancel the contract during your inspection period. Number two, just because it says as is, it does not, even if the buyer accepts it, it does not mean that your lender is going to accept it. That's right. If you are a seller and you have a really good, strong offer come in, but it's an FHA buyer or a VA buyer or an RD buyer, there's a couple of other loans out there, then there's a really high probability that the deal is going to fail a couple of weeks before closing. The reason is the lender will hire an appraiser, send the appraiser to the home, and the appraiser looks for red flags such as safety, sanitation, and security. So those things would be broken windows, peeling and chipping paint, missing floor tiles, ripped carpet, doors that don't open and close, windows that don't lock, things like that. Anything that's super obvious. So yes, holes in the wall, holes in the floor, those things would fall into that category. So just be cautious that if you are a buyer, I hate for a buyer to go into contract and spend the $350 to $400 to have a home inspection and to pay for an appraisal and then find out that their lender is not okay with the as-is condition. Same thing for the seller. We don't want the seller packing and thinking that the home is sold and then finding out that the home won't pass. So make sure that you quiz the listing agent if the home will meet those criteria, and the buyer's agent to make sure that the loan is going to accept the criteria. So that is my 2-minute tip for Tuesday. As is not a bad thing as long as everybody truly understands it. Thanks everyone.